Hello everyone, welcome to our next poetry lesson. This is our seventh lesson and it focuses on a poem called The Eagle by Alfred Lord Tennyson. So the first thing I want you to do is look at the two images below. The first one is the hands of an old person and the second one is an old castle. And I want you to think about what might be the similarities between them. What would be the ground, which are the ways in which they are similar. So just pause it and write down your ideas. Okay, so probably when you were thinking about those two pictures, you talked about how the fact that they are both quite old, quite timeless, for example, quite ancient. So the old hands have seen and experienced lots of different things. The same with the castle as well. They've both got history, etc. So lots of different things there. So that's what we're going to do in our lesson today. So let's find out about this poem, The Eagle. So this is the poem The Eagle by Alfred Lord Tennyson. He clasps the crag with crooked hands, close to the sun in lonely lands. Ringed with the azure world he stands. The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. He watched from his mountain walls, and like a thunderball he falls. So what I want you to do first of all is just think, what do you think about the eagle that features in the poem from reading this? So think about how the eagle is described. He clasps the crag, he stands like a thunderball. So what kind of impression do you get of the eagle? Is he happy, sad? Does he feel powerful, weak? What do you think? So next thing I want you to do is think about all of these images which all involve eagles, and I want you to write a phrase from the poem underneath each image to describe it. So think about some of those phrases from the poem, and can you think about which phrase would be best linked with each of these different pictures? Okay, so well done for doing that. Let's have a look at the examples. So the crooked hands at the start, and we saw some crooked hands at the start in our starter. Close to the sun, he stands looking quite majestic. The word azure means sort of like a bluey colour, so that's why the bottom left one is associated with ringed with the azure world. The wrinkled sea, so all the wave patterns are making sort of like wrinkles like you might have on a face. And like a thunderbolt he falls. You can see there, that's the idea when eagles sometimes are hunting their prey, they kind of swoop right down, don't they? Very, very majestically, which you can see is happening in that picture. So for each of these tenor and vehicles, we're going to think about the ground that links them. So there's the eagle's claws, is described as crooked hands. The sea is something wrinkled. The sea again, something that crawls. A mountain described like walls, and the eagle then is described as a thunderbolt. So we've got very big, majestic things, very timeless things like the ocean, the sea, the mountains in here. The eagle is being very much portrayed as being sort of very majestic and powerful in this poem. So you can see here the ground that links them. So the eagle's claws and crooked hands, strong, powerful, gnarled, perhaps dangerous elements of the eagle. The sea is ancient and not as powerful as the eagle, perhaps because it's something wrinkled. The sea saying something that crawls talks about the idea that the eagle flies dangerously quickly, whereas the sea is quite sluggish. A mountain, that suggests that the mountain is the place of safety for the eagle. It's high up, it's surrounded by the walls of the mountain, you can't get to it when it's up there. And then the eagle as a thunderbolt means that it can strike its victims, but the idea of a thunderbolt is that it kind of comes out of nowhere. Very dramatic to watch, but also very dangerous. So what I want you to do now is think about which phrases from the options below best describe how Tennyson wants us to feel about the eagle. So do you think he wants us to be in awe of the eagle? So if you're in awe, you kind of look at something and think, wow, that's absolutely amazing. Gives us the word like awesome. Is he angry about him? Does he feel sorry for the eagle? Is he impressed by him? Is he offended by him? Or is he scared for him? So what do you think his attitude towards the eagle is? Okay, so let's have a little look at this. All right, so lots of phrases. It's up to you to think about. We'll talk about that in the live lesson, what we kind of think about the eagle from those descriptions. So what I want you to do now for your assignment this week is write an answer to this question. How does the poet use metaphor to describe the eagle? So you're going to introduce your topic sentence. You're going to make sure you provide quotations from the poem and explain what each quotation shows us about the eagle. Here's an example paragraph to help you. Tennyson wants us to feel in awe of the eagle. This can be seen when he says, like a thunderbolt he falls. This quotation shows us that the eagle is fast and powerful. It can appear out of nowhere to strike its victims, which makes it frightening. However, it also makes it awe-inspiring, and this metaphor suggests it would be stunning to watch such a spectacle. The word falls also makes it sound very natural, as if swooping down to catch its prey is effortless for the eagle. So make sure you check your work and then make sure you hand that paragraph in via assignment so I can have a look at that. So well done. I hope you enjoyed that poem. I think it's a very effective and very interesting poem. Thanks very much for listening. Goodbye.